Alright, it says excellent data. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that side. I'm trapped. I can't get out now. Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon. It is I, your host, Pogokiro, with yet another episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm still doing this shit, huh? It's gonna crash, because it always does. Every time it crashes. I don't know why. I think it has to do with windowed full screen mode, but I need that mode in order to show things during the game. So, you know, dude, it looks like I'm kind of fuzzy here. Probably because I don't have enough light. I can try to fix that. Hold on a second. If I open up a window here, or not a window, but like draw my lights so like a little more light comes through. Let's see if that helps. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit better. I'm still fuzzy. Oh, yeah. That's a lot better. Okay, well, good. My fat ass here. Shit. A little too bright in my eyes, in my eyeballs. Dude, come on. This is such a janky thing. So janky. At any rate. Now, dude, see? Now I got this problem. Like, if it's not one thing, it'll be another thing. Okay, so maybe I can like maybe turn this down. Nope, that's terrible. Bad. I can try to tweak this thing. Dude, this is all like sorry. Ugh. See, there's no like in between. As soon as I come in, so does the bright light. Damn it. What if I just kill it again? Now it's a different kind of bright light. There's no winning. There we go. Okay. Man, oh, that looks bad. You can barely see me. Alright. Back to where we began. Maybe a little bit of white there. Filters. Dude, so you're gonna have to like cut all this out, right? Pretend this didn't happen. Close. So where is that light coming from? That fuzz. What's causing this fuzz? Like if I No, now it's fuzzy over there. Oh, okay. Hey, it's working. Alright, I got it. Okay. Jeez Louise. Thanks for hanging with me until I get this thing started. Alright, so yes. Welcome to my next episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. Live even, right? You can tell it's live. Alright. Here I am. This is the mob spawner that I've been working on. And I added an item sorter to deal with all the stuff that comes out. And I couldn't find a cactus, so I got a fire going to delete items that I don't want. I moved the thing here to back there. I created this handy dandy flow control, Basically, it's a door. Like, so if I don't want mobs coming through, falling out all the time, I can close that, and it closes it with a wall. And then, yeah, this all works the same. And can you not hear anything? I can't hear anything. Alright, there we go. So yeah, welcome to my show once again. Then all the drops go down there into that water elevator, which puts it up there and through the item sorter, and then the unwanted items get burned. Burned! But suppose I find a zombie that I particularly want to save. Like, it's savable. Because not all zombies are bad, right? Like, the vast majority of zombies are zombies and they're beyond help. You can't do anything to them but kill them. That's it. That's it. Say goodbye, zombie. I hope the next life for you, you get reincarnated into a better thing. Like, when I was in Japan, so I taught English in Japan for 3 years. And you know, they're Buddhist over there, most you know, I guess, and Shinto Buddhism, Zen, yeah, but like I don't know how aware they are of it. Anyways, maybe they are aware. I don't know. They got temples which are great. Anyways, I was saying, wait a minute, if Buddhism doesn't want you to kill creatures, but here I am in Japan, and there's fucking mosquitoes, giant ass black mosquitoes. Well, black and white mosquitoes, like fucking landing on me, sucking my blood, and causing me to itch. And I want to kill them. Isn't that against the ideas of Buddhism, not to kill creatures? And the way my supervisor explained it to me, he said, well, Buddhism also believes in reincarnation. So what you're doing is you're freeing the life force from this form, and that in hopes that the next form it takes will be a better form, another form. Who knows if it's better or not? You know, it just is. It is what it is. Like, okay, so I'm like, so a lot of these zombies you can't do anything with. You have to like just kill them. But every once in a while you'll come across a zombie villager. So I devised a system to separate out the bad zombies and all the other creatures until you only have the good one that you want. Then I open this door. Theoretically, they're supposed to go after this egg, this turtle egg, but they don't even care about it. Yeah, they don't even care about it. So what happens is I have to smack them with my open hand. Give them an open hand smack. And that usually like doesn't kill them, of course, but it makes them angry. And so they're trying to like come after me. And so they can see me somehow through this thing. And if I go over here, they walk into the trap doors and they fall down. And look, I've got one already who I transformed into a human. The zombies will fall and I can turn them into a villager and then put them in a minecart. Now I have to make a place to bring this guy. Now that he's cured, I have to go down there and make a house, because I already made this guy a house. I have to make another house for this guy to live in and get him ready for his new life as a villager. Because yes, I decided I'm not going to do the traditional Minecraft method of enslaving villagers. Like in the past, Minecrafters would not only like capture and steal villagers from their village, but then also subject them to torture by constantly having them under attack by zombies, and then curing them, and then under attack by zombies again, harming them over and over again. And then they lived in a little by 1 by 2 foot square square. They just lived in this tiny ass square with no bed, no freedom, no nothing. They were like prisoners. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be the good guy in Minecraft this time, and I'm gonna make you guys a bomber lifestyle. Like this guy down here, I rescued him out of nowhere. I don't know where he is, but I rescued him out of nowhere, and instead of keeping him trapped, I built him a house, and he walks around and stuff. So yeah, and it keeps stealing my bed. I don't know why. I'm like, dude, you have your own bed. Go to your bed. Anyways, so I'm making a system to save more and more zombie villagers. But it took a lot of work. If you want to see how much work, check out my little series. Anyways, yeah, and then I found bamboo. I went on a trek to get bamboo, so I improved my elevator here. Yeah. I don't know if I showed you. I made a little pumpkin slash watermelon farm, and it works well enough, right? Like, I've got a ton of everything here. Try not to get overwhelmed. Here's the house I built, but dude never stays inside his house. Like, he's always in my house. I'm like, what are you doing in my house? I don't even know where he is right now. Where are you? I don't know. Ooh, that's kind of concerning. Oh, there he is. Yeah. So yeah, he's not the cheapest book. It's gone up to 8. It was down to like 3 at the beginning. But he still likes me for saving him, so that's cool. But yeah, so he has his own. So he's not like stuck in a what's it called? In a cube. So he can like wander through. I planted this tree full of, or this hill full of trees, like they do in Japan. I don't know if they do it on purpose, or if that's all that remains of the forest that was cut away from the valley floor. But they have a lot of places in Japan, like when there's a big valley and there's a random hill there, that hill will be covered in trees. Probably because you can't actually live up there or anything, or use that land for anything. And you're on a hill, so you can't really build on it. I don't know. So I just copied it because I thought it was cool. And then over here, I started another forest grove in the lowland. The lowland, down there. I'm like, I have all these saplings, why not? Why not grow a forest? So yeah, in this lowland here, I grew a bunch of trees. Haha. Oh, and then I got representatives of the lands I visited. So over here's a dark oak tree. A stout, dark oak tree. Over here's a jungle tree. Woohoo! In the jungle, the mighty jungle. And this is acacia tree. And I did not go to a savanna to get this. I bought this off of a wandering trader. So they are useful. Alright. So, I apologize for the late show. I woke up... I drank a beer last night, or yesterday. And I woke up with a hangover today. I don't know if it's entirely the fault of the beer. It was pretty freaking hot. I have a hard time sleeping when it's hot. Like, when you ever wake up and you're sweating? I mean, like, what's up with that? You wake up and you're sweating, but you're not sick. What's going on? Like, it's gonna get worse and worse. I mean, I suppose I need to invest more into air conditioning. But I don't want to. I don't want to, man. The machine I need is like unlike the other apartment buildings, my window is like right at ground level, right by the walkway where people walk by. Like, I've been woken up in the middle of the night by people screaming right outside my window. And it's super loud because, like, my window's open, right? So, like, it's super loud. And then I'm like, oh shit. Kind of freaked out, man. Hard to go to sleep after, like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. You hear that? Like, it's yeah. So is that a place I necessarily want to stick an open window in the middle of the night all the time? Like, I don't know. So I can't get the big cube air conditioners in the window. I have to get like a unit that's separate, that's connected with a hose to like a sliver of the window, so I don't have to open the whole thing, and I can jam a dowel in there to make sure it doesn't open all the way. But until I do all that, it's really hot. Luckily, it's cooling down to like back in the 80s. But man, it was really warm for a second there. Anyways. So the big news today, right? The other big news besides Sunday, me being hungover. something pretty significant. Joe Biden has decided not to run for re-election, which is crazy. The media pressure was intense, and he said he wasn't going to do it. But there was like lineup after lineup after lineup of people telling him to stop campaigning. Like Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi, like celebrities, all these senators and House representatives. It was incredible. It was crazy. I tend to think it came from the donor class. That's what started it. It was the donor class. The donors, when I say the donors, I mean like very wealthy people who donate lots of money to the Democratic Party. Not like me or you or your uncle who like sends in $5 or something. No, those aren't real donors. At least they're not that significant. Not at least to the Democratic Party. And they're insignificant to the Republican Party. Republicans get funded fully by oligarchs. But the Democrats aren't much better, because the oligarchs decided they didn't like Joe Biden. And they told the politicians, look, I'm not going to give you any money until you get rid of Joe Biden. So all these politicians came out saying, you got to go, Joe Biden, you got to go. And the moment Joe Biden announced that he wasn't going to run for re-election, all the donations started pouring back in. Kind of sketchy. I mean, maybe it could be for the good, right? I'm not a Joe Biden fanboy. I'm not like saying go Joe. I want to defeat Donald Trump because he's an existential threat to the United States. Donald Trump is a traitor. He's a fool. He's a fascist. He's a rapist. He's a criminal. I mean, like, you can say all sorts of like terrible things about Donald Trump and not lie. You'd be telling the truth as you said these terrible things about Donald Trump. So I don't care if it's Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Bernie Sanders or Pete Buttigieg or whoever. I don't care. Like, I was gonna vote for whoever the Democrat was anyways. Marianne Williamson is put out a press release saying she's still going for the presidential nomination. So the question, Joe Biden endorsed Harris, and a whole bunch of other politicians endorsed Harris, like right away, like right away. So it looks like it's going to be Harris, but I'm not sure how they're going to do the primary. Are they going to do it? Is it going to be an open primary where anyone can run for office, or run for it, or is it going to be are they just going to give it to Kamala? Because that's what, I think that's one of the reasons why Joe Biden quit, was because someone said to him that Kamala was going to get the nomination. He wouldn't have quit if it wasn't going to be her. If they just said, no, we don't know who it's going to be, we just want you to quit, he wouldn't have quit. They promised him it was going to be Kamala. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't care either way. I'm gonna vote for them. Although it was found, I find it interesting. I've seen it mentioned. I find it interesting that Kamala was a former prosecutor. She used to prosecute criminals, and Donald Trump is a criminal. He's a convicted felon. And the only reason why his other cases haven't gone to trial is because he got to pick the judges. How did he pick them? He appointed them. He's the one that put them there. So, like, what are we doing having a judge who was appointed by the criminal as the judge of the case? They should have recused themselves. They should have been recused. That's bullshit. You can't fairly judge the guy who gave you your job in a criminal trial, especially when he's running for office to be your boss again. So that was pretty bullshit. So it's interesting that a former prosecutor is gonna run against a current criminal. Oh, my one viewer, I had it, is gone. They're like, I don't want to hear this. Yeah, well. This is my show, right? This is what I'm supposed to be talking about, shit like that. So, what do I got here? Don't have much. Donald Trump is evil. Is evil. There it is. There's all the deadly sins. Greed, sloth, gluttony, wrath, lust, pride, envy. Yup. What a great picture of Trump and Obama. You can tell they really like each other. That's funny. This guy's a criminal and a traitor. Okay. So everyone knows that some dude tried to assassinate Donald Trump. It was a right-winger who tried to do it. So that killed any that made it difficult to use the attempted assassination for political violence. Had it been a minority or a pro-Biden person, they would have used the Nazis would have used that as a pretext to attack everyone else and try to start their race war and their fascist takeover. But it wasn't. It wasn't a minority. It wasn't a Biden supporter. It was a Trump supporter. So it's still, they're trying to lie about the whole thing, but that's what they're about, disinformation. They're about disinformation. So, yeah. Okay, what else do I got here? So, anyways, the gun that almost assassinated Trump was an AR-15. The same gun that the Democrats have been trying to ban forever. So, and then after the assassination, at the Republican National Convention, all the Trump supporters were wearing bandages on their right ear to mimic what the leader was doing. So Donald Trump had a bandage on his right ear, and everyone else copied that to like show respect or whatever, show their loyalty to Donald Trump. They too put a bandage over their ear. Do I have pictures of any of that? No. Well, what happens to these Republicans when, instead of Donald Trump almost being killed by AR-15, instead, what if instead we had a bunch of like little kids, like, you know, a bunch of kids? What if they were not almost assassinated, but what if they were killed? A bunch of little kids were killed by an AR-15. Someone wielding an AR-15. What, like, if they wore bandages on their ear for Donald Trump, what would they do if little children get killed? Or what do they do? What is that? Oh, look! They wear little AR-15 badges. When little children get killed, they wear AR-15 badges. But when their leader almost gets killed, they wear a bandage to show solidarity. But when little kids get killed by AR-15s, they wear little lapels that show their sympathy for the AR-15. Not just one. Oh, not this one. But several of them. Edwards That's not Edwards. I don't know who this is. But yeah, this is a GOP Republican woman, also wearing a lapel like that. So yeah, the Republicans, like, what's wrong with them? They're Nazis, dude. They celebrate when children die, and they're like, and they show total loyalty to Donald Trump. Like, that's kind of evil, man. That sounds like that sounds like cult behavior, you know? That's a cult. But at the convention, yeah, there we go. You see, Donald Trump was wearing a little ear bandage, ear pillow, and everybody else there also wore ear pillows in solidarity. Okay. But at the convention, so you have to understand, before I get to this key thing, the Heritage Foundation, which is a right-wing think tank, the Heritage Foundation created this plan for Donald Trump's second term, and they called it Project 2025. And in it is their wish list of what they want to happen. To totally, if they had absolute total control, if they were a dictatorship, what would they do with their power? And Project 2025 is a document which describes what they would do. So Donald Trump has a lot of advisors who come from the Heritage Foundation. So if they're coming from the place, if they're his advisors, and they're coming from this place who already have a plan of what they want to do, pretty good idea that Donald Trump's going to implement. If the authors of Project 2025 are Donald Trump's authors or advisors, chances are they're going to advise him to implement Project 2025. And one of the things they want to do in Project 2025 is deport. Now, they say they only want to deport the illegal people, the people here illegally, who are undocumented. That's what they say. But there's no indication, like, to do that, you need to figure out, like, everyone's status, and that takes a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of, like, work to figure out someone's official status, and you have to make sure you're not going to get a false positive and, like, accidentally deport an American citizen. Like, for a lot of people, like Native Americans in particular, when they live on their reservations, they don't even have street signs. Like, they don't have, like, not even a street sign. So, like, maybe not even a birth certificate. So how are they going to prove that they're American when you're born on a reservation before any of this stuff? So it's going to require a lot of bureaucracy to make sure you don't accidentally deport the wrong people. But do you think that Project 2025 has any plan to do that kind of thing? No. Nope. They're just going to round up people and ship them out of here, and put them in concentration camps, and then ship them out. That's their plan. So because they're Nazis. You gotta understand. I've been saying it for like 5 years. Well, even more, right? 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. 6 years. 6 years I've been saying Republicans are Nazis. And people think you're being hyperbole. You're speaking in hyperbole. But no, no, they're American Nazis. I'm not kidding. So here at the convention, here's what they're doing. They're waving a bunch of signs, pre-printed on glossy paper, and all these signs say mass deportation now. So Donald Trump can claim ignorance of Project 2025, But everyone knows that he's not at all ignorant of it. He's like campaigning on it. Like that's his plan and what to do. So I found this other thing right before I got on today. Oh no, not that one. Where did I? Yeah, right there. So if you want to get down technical about it, there's Project 2025, which is what the Heritage Foundation wants to do. And then there's Agenda 47, what Trump wants to do. And you'll find out that for federal workforce, executive power, immigration, education, deregulation, civil rights, healthcare, abortion and contraceptives, trade and tariffs, and law enforcement. Both Agenda 47 and Project 2025 are really, really similar. For example, with law enforcement, both plans emphasize restructuring law enforcement agencies to align with executive priorities, increasing executive power. So Donald Trump wants to, and the Heritage Foundation, want to consolidate all the power into the hands of the president. Both plans, so for trade and tariffs, both plans prioritize protecting American industries through tariffs and trade policies, significant government intervention in the market, contrary to free market principles, increased executive power. Because who's going to regulate all these tariffs and stuff? It's not going to be the Congress, it's going to be the president. Both plans seek to restrict access to abortion and contraceptives. I mean, we all knew that. Like all you got to do is look at the Republican-controlled states, and they've done terrible things. See, there's a baby zombie, like Villager. If I wanted to save this guy, I probably could, but I can't right now because the chamber's already loaded, and I'll just zombify that guy again if I let him in. So sorry, kid. All right, what else we got here? Both plans aim to reduce civil rights protections for LGBTQ+ individuals. Both plans focus on deregulating industries and reducing environmental protections, increased executive power. Both plans advocate for dismantling the Department of Education and increasing school choice options, increasing executive power. Both plans emphasize strict immigration enforcement and large-scale deportations, increased federal interaction and executive power. Both plans seek to increase executive power and centralize control and power within the White House, like a dictator. Both plans aim to reclassify federal employees to make it easier to fire those involved in policy decisions, increase executive power. Like the whole plan, their whole plan is to turn America into a dictatorship. So again, the only ones who don't know this are the ones who are already on board with it. It's not that they don't know, it's that they don't care. They don't care. Because they're Nazis. Like you can show them the plan and they'll deny it exists. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, right? They're just Nazis. Alright, what else do I got here? Trump, by the volatile mermaid. Trump is shot by AR-15. Republicans, let's wear fake ear bandages to show how much we love Trump. Countless school children are shot and killed by AR-15s. Republicans, let's wear AR-15 pins to show how much we love AR-15s. I mean, it's kind of true. So, yeah, I don't got much for you. I've been doing a show like every day. Because it takes a lot of work to get to this point. Like, you gotta learn how to make a dropper clock, a dropper to make that dropper shoot out stuff. You gotta learn that. You gotta learn how to transport stuff. You gotta learn how to transport up water. You gotta learn how to transform zombies into villagers. You gotta learn how to capture mobs efficiently. You gotta learn about enchanting. Look at all this good gear I got now. Well, I gotta name it still, but it's alright. So yeah. Okay, enough of up here. Yeah, now we're in the realm of uncertainty. It almost is certain that the Republicans have no idea what to do. with there's a bee here now. Where'd that come from? Republicans have no. Oh yeah, a beehive. Oh, that's neat. Good. A beehive grew in one of these trees. Nice. Excellent. Hey, look at that. You create habitat, and things just happen. Nice. So I don't think the GOP has any idea of what to expect. I go on Facebook because I do, right? I go on Facebook just to see what's going on. Because my mom uses Facebook. so it's good to know what kind of environment she's getting herself into. And all the comments are terrible. They're misogynistic. They're terrible. Tons of comments that are just awful, evil, and terrible. But the thing I noticed is that there's no memes. There's no memes. Like they have a ton of memes about Joe Biden. They have a ton of memes about Obama and his wife. They have tons of memes about Hunter Biden. They have no memes of Kamala. They don't have any. They were not expecting this. So I think it's pretty good. It's like a surprise. Surprise, mother. I think it's pretty funny. They were not expecting it. Sure, they can say bad things, but they don't have any image macros made. They didn't make them. They made them all for Joe Biden. So none of their image macros make sense anymore. They'll still post the old ones, but it doesn't make any sense anymore. Who cares? Joe Biden's not even running. The old guy is Donald Trump now. The senile guy is Donald Trump. Yeah, it's funny. Did you see Donald Trump's speech at the RNC? He was an old man yelling at clouds. He just went on and on and on and on. It was the most boring speech ever. He talked about the stupidest things. He keeps bringing up Hannibal Lecter. And someone figured out, and everyone's like, why would Donald Trump keep bringing up Hannibal Lecter? Silence of the Lamb, like a movie in like the 90s? Why would you keep bringing up Hannibal Lecter? A criminal cannibal? Like, why would you bring him up? And someone figured out, because Donald Trump doesn't understand the word asylum has two different meanings. Donald Trump thinks asylum is like the insane asylum. He doesn't understand asylum as in like sanctuary from persecution. He doesn't understand it. So that's why he brings up Hannibal Lecter. Because the only asylum he understands is the insane asylum. But yeah, crazy. I think it's wonderful that Kamala is gonna be the nominee. I mean, I don't know for sure, right? But she got a whole bunch of endorsements, and I don't think Joe Biden would have willingly let go of the campaign if he wasn't guaranteed it was going to be her. I mean, all the Democrats came out for Kamala after she announced, or after Joe Biden announced and endorsed Kamala. They all came out and endorsed her too. So I think the whole party is coalescing behind her. And that's fine. I mean, like, that's like the legally safest way of doing it. Because you can transfer all the money over from Joe Biden over to her. And there's no problem with it. If it was anybody else, all the money that they raised would be no good. But because she's his vice president and running mate, she can take all that money legally. So there's no problem. And what's his face? Mike Johnson absolutely wants power. He wants to be the president. And he said he's gonna challenge it in every state if Joe Biden isn't the nominee. But that's the thing. It's not up to the Republicans who the Democratic nominee is. They haven't had their convention yet. Right? Like, Republicans are already nominated Donald Trump in their convention to be their nominee. Like, they can't change now. They've already done it. They nominated. But Democrats haven't done it yet. They haven't had their convention. So, like, they could run anybody they want. And you can't challenge that in court. You could challenge it in court if Joe Biden just gave whoever got the nomination. If it wasn't Kamala Harris, if it was some other random person, and Joe Biden tried to give them money, yeah, you can challenge that. But it doesn't sound like it's going to be a random person. It sounds like it's going to be his running mate, his vice president, which is totally legal. And since they haven't actually voted yet to certify the nominee, it could be anybody. You can't sue them on who you want to be there. So it's funny. I think the Republicans are panicking. I think they're worried. They had imagine if at the last, like, right before the convention, Hillary Clinton decided not to run for president, when the Republicans had spent like 20 years vilifying her. They spent 20 years just trying to make her sound bad. And so, like, when she ran for president, they were ready for her. They had a whole ecosystem. They had, before there were memes about Hillary Clinton. So, yeah, I just think it's funny. Like, if Hillary Clinton would have dropped out right before the convention, Republicans would have been screwed, because their whole system was geared toward attacking Hillary Clinton. I think it's the same thing for Joe Biden. I think the Republicans went 100% into Joe Biden. Like, they and he did the old Jedi trick. He's like, poof. He's just poof. And the Republicans are Kylo Ren, and they're like, what's going on? Meanwhile, the Democrats are out back getting away. I think it's so funny. They're not even prepared for Kamala. They're not. And she's a prosecutor too, so she knows the kind of questions she needs to ask Donald Trump in order for Donald Trump to incriminate himself. Because anything he says in public can be used in court. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So Kamala at the next debate could try to get Donald Trump into like making some bad statements that will mess up his criminal cases. Because like, if Donald, like, this is do or die for Donald Trump. If he doesn't seize power in by the end of the year, or by beginning of next year, if he doesn't seize power, he's gonna go to prison. Like, his judges can only protect him for so long. So Donald Trump will do anything to not go to prison. But he wasn't expecting Kamala. So now he has to worry about what he says around her. Because if she wins the presidency, and then Donald Trump goes to court, anything he said can be used against him. And if she can get him to say something incriminating, she knows how to do it. She's a prosecutor. Maybe, right? I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. It's exactly like the Jedi disappearing thing. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Obi-Joe Kenobi. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. That's funny. Now, I mean, like, I can't get too much into it, right? Joe Biden's still a genocider. Like, he's still helping Israel commit genocide in Gaza. Like, so it's not all fun and games. I don't know if Kamala will have any different policy. Joe Biden, I feel, was played by Netanyahu. I don't know if Kamala will be played as well. If Harris will get played as well. I hope not. It'd be nice if Harris told Netanyahu to take a flying leap. And then let the International Court of Justice do its thing. I mean, that's I mean, like, now, especially now, you can see the difference between the directions of the United States. It's super clear now. Donald Trump has aligned himself with all the dictators. He's ready to go to dictatorship. All his supporters are like fellow Nazis who want to go to dictatorship with him. Mainly because it serves their interests, at least in the moment. Their only standard is money. Like, they'll do anything for money. To them, good and evil can be measured in terms of, like, does it make me money? If it doesn't make me money, then it's evil. If it makes me money, then it's good. Whatever it is. Murder is good if it makes me money. You see what I mean? Dude, I'm like getting wrecked by zombies here. I'm out of here. Yeah, beware of people whose only standard is money. They will sell you out. Okay. Yeah. We're fighting for the soul of America at this point. And the game has been changed. It's been changed. Donald Trump is trying to back out of his debate now. He's terrified. He's terrified of Kamala, of Harris. So, hang on to your hats. Things are going to get crazy. Alright, that'll do it for me. Until next time, Pogo Kiddo out. Peace. Stop.